Hi, my video is on the water cycle. The water cycle is just one of three names it is known for. The other two, some call it the H2O cycle, and others may know it as the hydraulic cycle. The water cycle is a description describing the continuous movement of water above, below, and on the Earth's surface. While Earth's masses of water remain constant, water partitioned into major reservoirs of atmospheric water, saline water, fresh water, and ice is variable dependent on wide ranges of climatic variables. As water moves through each reservoir, like from a river to an ocean or from an ocean to the atmosphere, by certain physical processes such as precipitation, condensation, runoff, evaporation, subsurface flow, and infiltration. Because of these processes, water enters through the phases of a liquid, a solid, or a gas vapor. The water cycle involves the exchange of energy, which leads to temperature changes. An example would be when water evaporates, it takes up the energy from its surroundings and cools the environment. When water condenses, the energy that is released warms up the environment. Heat exchanges like this influence our climate. The evaporative phase of the cycle purifies water, which then replenishes the land with fresh water. Minerals get transported around the world through the flow of ice and liquid water. Sedimentation and erosion are the processes that reshape the Earth's geological features. As you know, the water cycle is the essential key player in maintaining most life and ecosystems on the planet. The sun is the driving force of the water cycle, heating up water in the oceans and seas. As water vapor evaporates into the air, snow, ice, and rain sublimates directly into water vapor. Evapotranspiration is water transpired from plants and evaporated from the soil. Rising air currents take the vapor up into the atmosphere, where cooler temperatures cause it to condense into clouds. Air currents move water vapor across the globe, where cloud particles collide, grow, and fall out of the upper atmospheric layers as precipitation. Some precipitation falls as snow or hail, sleet, and can accumulate as ice caps and glaciers, which can store frozen water for thousands of years. Most water falls back into the oceans or onto the land as rain, where the water flows over ground as surface runoff. Portions of runoff enter river valleys in the landscape, with stream flow moving towards the oceans. Runoff and emerging waters from the ground, known as groundwater, may be stored as fresh water in lakes. Not all runoff flows into rivers. Most of it soaks into the ground as infiltration. Some water infiltrates deep into the ground, replenishing aquifers, which can store fresh water for long periods of time. Some infiltrations stay close to the land surface and can seep back into surface water bodies and oceans as groundwater discharge. Some groundwater finds openings in the land surface and comes out as freshwater springs. In river valleys and floodplains, there is often continuous water exchange between surface water and groundwater in the hyphoric zone. Over time, the water returns to the ocean, continuing the water cycle. The water cycle processes are precipitation, canopy interception, snow melt, runoff, infiltration, subsurface flow, evaporation, sublimation, deposition, advection, condensation, transpiration, percolation, and plate tectonics.